Hi YouTube, my name is Dan, not DanFan205, that's actually my YouTube channel name, but, you already know that because you can see that. Anyway, but enough about me, even though I didn't really describe anything about me at all. I just told you that my YouTube channel name was DanFan205, which you already knew. Anyway, so I'm been looking at Me, Myself, and Pi's videos and stuff because I am subscribed to him. At least on my other channel, I know I am. I don't really use this channel for, like, commenting and stuff. I'm not really ever signed into this channel except to reply to comments. Anyway, so it's on my other channel, Daniel's Big Fish, and I'm always seeing how, you know, after the 8-inch bolt thing and all that, and people have just been like, Me, Myself, and Pi, you're dumb, and Shang is better than V-Cubes, and you're so dumb, and I'm unsubscribing, and you're a bad person, and blah 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 blah, you're faggot. And I think that I need to make a video about it because I just need to enlighten people. So I'm just gonna give my personal opinion about this whole thing. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody or anything. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can through this whole thing. So, yeah. So I'm going to be talking about, specifically, things that I can think of that I'm going to be talking about are the 8-inch bolt, obviously, because that needs to be addressed, V-Cubes and Shang, and just, I'm probably not going to be talking about his April Fool's Day video, and commenters on YouTube. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So starting off with the 8-inch bolt. I'm sure we all know what happened here. If you don't, then I'm not gonna tell you everything because I'm too lazy to discuss this whole thing. But basically, okay. Me, Myself, and Pi has every right to remove his parody honoring Oscar, and he does not have to show any appreciation to Oscar if he does not want to. He does not have to do anything for Oscar. But I do think that it was a little bit unjust to tell everybody to flag his video for, yeah. It didn't really have anything in it, I think, that was not, that couldn't be shown on YouTube or anything like that. Yeah. So, Me, Myself, and Pi doesn't, of course, have to show any appreciation for Oscar. He doesn't have to do anything, but I do think that he was in the wrong telling people to go flag his video and all. I also believe that the people on YouTube, his subscribers and stuff, reacted way too seriously to it. They should not have gotten this. They overreacted so much. Oh my god. But I'll get into that. So they went on, and of course they went into like his other videos, and they talked about on other videos because he made the 8-inch bolt thing, and he didn't allow comments. So people went to his other videos, which they shouldn't have, because being respectful. They just, they were talking about how, oh, you dumb because the 8-inch bolt and all that. They just took way too, they went crazy about this. And pretty much since that point, they've been finding every single thing that they don't like about Me, Myself, and Pi and turning it into a big issue. Like how he talked about the Dion 2x2, and he was, and Me, Myself, and Pi was all like, I always wondered, even before they came out with it, what the curves would do to their corner cutting, and then people got on him like, oh, he's claiming that he came out with it before the companies did, he's dumb. He's just trying to take credit for everything, and then he spelled Pan-Shi wrong in his Pan-Shi review video, and people were all like, oh, you spelled Pan-Shi wrong, you're dumb. and just stuff like that. Yeah, oh my god. Anyway, so another thing that I want to talk about is V-cubes and it's not and Shengshao here, and knockoffs in general. So I'm sure we all know about the whole V-cube and X-cube thing, where V-cube stole X-cube's alignment mechanism. Okay, that's not where I wanted to go quite yet. Basically, I think we all know that Shengshao cubes are knockoffs of V-cubes. Ignore that whole X-cube thing I just said. Shengshaos are knockoffs of V-cubes. We all know this. But there's the people on YouTube that are all like, you should buy, it doesn't matter if it's a knockoff or not, it just matters how it performs. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I'm thinking right now, and I'm going to go ahead and say, no, that's not right. And I'm going to tell you why that's not right, in case you don't already know this for whatever reason. What a knockoff is pretty much, so what Shengshao cubes are, they're pretty much, they take the entire mechanism from V-cubes, change it slightly, and then they sell it for their own benefit. Now, they don't have to come up with their own mechanism or anything like V-cubes does. Even, I'm going to get into that in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. You cannot steal somebody else's entire design, change it slightly, and then sell it. That's, at least without their permission. If you're all like, hey, can we make your design better and then sell it? And they give you the permission, then that's one thing. But if they don't give you permission, you just sell if you just copy their design and sell it, then that's wrong. And I shouldn't have to tell you that that's wrong. That is stealing. I know Crazy Bad Cuber commented saying it's not really making an impact because V-cubes isn't targeting speed cubers specifically. So it's not really, and it's really not making a difference if speed cubers buy Shengshao if everybody else is buying V-cubes. But that doesn't really matter. Shengshao shouldn't be making any profit off of a mechanism that they stole. That is just wrong, and I don't really think that I need to go in depth about that. Sorry. However, and then we come to the V-cube 4, which, as we all know, takes the X-cube alignment mechanism. Here's my X-cube, and I'm not, yeah, it has the X-cube alignment mechanism. Just stolen from X-cube. They think that they're justified in taking this because what they think is that since X-cubes stole their mechanism, V-cubes is going to steal X-cube's mechanism. That's wrong. Okay, two wrongs do not make a right. So, if, somebody else steals, that doesn't make it okay for you to steal. So V-cubes is not right in what they did. As such, I don't believe that they should be making a profit off of the V-cube 4. They should, if they don't like of course everybody doesn't like, nobody likes the clicking mechanism, so if they wanted to make a cube that was better, then they should have come up with their own design to get rid of the clicking mechanism, not stolen from somebody else, especially when they get mad at other people for stealing their mechanisms. It would have made a much better argument. I think I'm using somebody else's words for this. I can't give them credit because I don't remember who they are. But somebody said, it it would make a much better oh wait, me, myself, and Pi I think said this. It would make a much better argument if V-cubes made a completely legitimate cube than a cube with a stolen mechanism. Since they are always talking about how people are stealing their mechanism and get mad at people for stealing their mechanism. Of course, I'm not wording that exactly like me, myself, and Pi said it. But yeah, and so I don't think V-cubes is justified with the V-cube 4. If you really want to buy a legitimate 4x4, I would recommend you go with the X-Cube. Now, X-Cube is technically an Eastsheen knockoff, but I don't think that XB27 realized that Eastsheen still had the patent when he was coming out with it. And therefore, I do think that XB27 was trying not to knock off anything. Of course, it did end up being a knockoff in the end. But I still have respect for that cube. As well as, another option would be the Dion MFA. If you're looking for just a legitimate 4x4. Dion MFA is completely its own mechanism. X-Cube is sort of an Eastsheen knockoff, but it was unintentional. And so those are pretty much the only two legitimate 4x4s that I think you should be thinking about. Of course, we have Rubik's, which is Rubik's. Eastsheen, which is Eastsheen. Mefferts is Mefferts. Yeah, just outdated. The other 4x4s are just outdated. Shangshao is a knockoff and shouldn't be making any money off of somebody else's design. V-Cube is a knockoff. And that's what I have to say about that. So now, we get into YouTube commenters, and oh god, YouTube commenters, man, they're always talking, they're just constantly finding these things to pick at me, myself, and Pi about. Like, they're not even paying attention to his videos. They're just trying to find something to hate him for. Like, oh, he's claiming that he came up with the reverse corner cutting mechanism before anybody else did, and his pen modification, he's getting on about how V-Cube stole his mechanism and how X-Cube stole his mechanism. He's a jerk, and no, he's not. He thought they did, and he realized that it was not his mechanism, and then he acknowledged that, and then people are still talking to him about this, and he's already acknowledged that this is not his mechanism. So get over it. About the curvature on the V-Cube 2 or whatever, on the WIT 2 and all that stuff. Several people can have the same idea. It's just whoever comes out with it first. Like, me, myself, and Pi does not design cubes as far as I'm aware. So he doesn't mean he hasn't thought of any designs for anything. Several people can have the same idea. And he very well could have had the idea for the curvature and stuff. He's just not necessarily the one to implement it. So stop getting mad at him for it. If you really hate me, myself, and Pi, then you can find something better to do than go on his videos and comment, hate on him, and dislike them. If you really hate him that much, then stop wasting time going to his videos. Jesus. And don't buy knockoffs. I have not. Now, that may sound, well, you're probably looking at me like, well, you have a knockoff. I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you buy legitimate speed cubes rather than knockoffs. And, now, I personally have, when a cube comes out that's better than another cube, I gotta have the better cube, whether it's a knockoff or not, personally, for me. Now, I actually buy legitimate cubes. This isn't really one, but like, I have VCube 5, 6, and 7. I've purchased those, so I have paid for the actual legitimate cubes out there. And I've also paid for the knockoffs, which I wouldn't really say that is a good thing to do, but I do it because I like to have better cubes. But buy legitimate cubes. You buy legitimate cubes. Yeah. That's all I have to say. I'm not trying to hate on anybody in particular. I hope we can all be respectful about this. We don't need to have some argument like, this guy's dumb and that guy's dumb. We can just be, okay, here's my opinion, and then the other guys can be all like, well, here's my opinion. We don't have to turn this into a war. So please, comments, be respectful, please. Oh my god. I mean, I'm sure I'm not going to get a lot of comments because this is my channel, and I don't really have a lot of subscribers, but, please, just respectful, stop getting so angry at everybody. Now, I get angry at people in comments, but the people that I get angry and at the comments and are just people that are just commenting without using their brains. Oh my god. And then the other people I comment to are people that actually have legitimate opinions, like Crazy Bad Cuber. I replied to him once, and I didn't go on like, you suck, or anything. I just was all like, oh, here's what I think, you know. So that's what I want this to be like.